Milk Matters is a Cape Town-based organization that collects and supplies breast milk to babies deprived of their mother's milk, giving them the best possible start in life.
A milk bank is very unique in that we collect live tissue, and that live tissue is breast milk. And then we operate rather like a blood bank. We screen the mothers who donate the milk, that they are healthy. Milk banks exist because there's a great need for premature babies to have exclusive breast milk. They cannot afford the risk of having artificial milk.
About 50 of every 1,000 babies born in South Africa will not live to their 5th birthday. Breast milk offers premature babies the nutrition and protection essential for their survival.
At the moment, we receive on average about 5 to 6 litres a day, and we distribute about 5 to 6 litres a day. We would be distributing 10 if we had 10 to distribute. There is always a shortage. We are always in need of more, and we have to limit who we give the milk to. We're very strict about who can receive the milk because we have to prioritize the very, very vulnerable little babies. In the main, premature babies get the milk, and those babies are not just premature, they're micro-prems. So they actually have to weigh less than 1.5 kilograms, so that's very small.
Breast milk really is the ultimate nutrition, but Milk Bank just doesn't have enough milk. Whether you wish to make a donation that will make a difference to a child's life, or if you'd like to find out more about breastfeeding in general, check out Milk Matters.
Like Atlejo said, it is World Breastfeeding Week, and this morning we're looking at some really important aspects of breastfeeding. Our PnP Pharmacist, Fransa Katz, is here this morning, and we're going to talk about the importance of breastfeeding and how to take care of your milk and your breasts during your baby's first 6 months. Good morning, Fransa.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Very, very important topic. Sorry,
Yes.
I'm very, very well, thank you. And I see that you've brought some things along here with us. But the first question I want to ask you is, why is the first 6 months of breastfeeding babies so important?
Well, you know, it's actually better if you can breastfeed your baby as long as possible. But mostly in the medical field, they'll say at least for the first 6 months you need to try and breastfeed because it's just so much better for your baby. Especially right from the start, you know, the first milk that mom produces is called colostrum, or liquid gold, they often call it. And it's quite a thick, yellowy milk. And that's just for the first day or two, and that colostrum contains antibodies and nutrients that is there to protect the baby. So it's important for baby to get that milk, and then as the days move on, the milk changes and it becomes more of a milky liquid, but it's got perfect combination of your fats, your sugar, your water, your protein, everything in the right quantity that your baby needs. And as baby grows, so the milk changes to fit the needs of your baby.
That
so
is phenomenal.
yeah, 6 months minimum,
Yeah.
but preferably longer if you can.
That really is phenomenal. I love listening to that. Now, I have some friends that when they're breastfeeding, they don't use certain lotions with chemicals or certain sprays and
Yes,
perfumes, and they don't
yes.
eat certain foods as well because they
Yes.
don't want anything to go into their
Go
bodies
to
that
ba-
could hinder
yes.
baby. Is there any foods that mom should be staying away with in the first 6 months? Away
100% what you were saying, because even with medication for moms that are breastfeeding, very important to check with a pharmacist what medication they are taking, because a lot of the medications can go through the breast milk to the baby. Same with food. Something like caffeine in coffee and in chocolate does pass through the milk, and just as caffeine makes you, stimulates everybody and makes you more active and on the go, when your baby ingests the caffeine, baby's also going to be a bit more restless. There are quite a few different foodstuffs. I know broccoli and things like that can cause gas. Best would be to speak to a nursing sister at a clinic at one of our pharmacies, because they've got the list of the foods. They can advise the mom as to what she should avoid that wouldn't necessarily harm your baby, but it could make them more active and they don't sleep well and they're gassy. So yeah, it's important to look at that.
It really is about being proactive and just thinking ahead as well.
Yes, very much so.
Now, also these same friends of mine, they also talk about their breasts being very sensitive, their nipples being very sore. Is there anything that new moms, breastfeeding moms, can use to assist with this?
Do you know, Leigh-Anne, the most important thing with breastfeeding is to make sure that when your baby latches on, that they latch on properly, because that's usually the reason for cracked and sore nipples. So most important, usually the first few days it is uncomfortable, it can be tender, but usually that would disappear. But if it continues and it becomes very sore, there are creams available that we have in the pharmacy that the mom can apply that will help. And as you said, important not to use soaps or perfumed soaps on the breasts while you're breastfeeding, and always just to clean it with clean water. Some moms end up with badly cracked and very sore nipples, and in that case going to the doctor would be the best. But if you learn from the start how to latch baby on properly, then you shouldn't have problems with cracked and sore nipples.
Well, Fransa, such an important topic, and I'm so happy that we're talking about it. And of course, if anybody wants to make contact with you, they can do so either at their closest Pick n Pay or on Twitter as well, right?
On Twitter and also on Pick n Pay Facebook. But best would be even to just contact any of our pharmacies. We have nursing sisters that are so good with babies and know everything about it, and just speak to one of them.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, Fransa, and of course talking about this very, very important topic. And when it comes to breastfeeding, somebody told me this morning, breast is best.
It's at the All Seasons Milk Factory where we found goodness produced on a daily basis. Pick n Pay, always there for you.